If you're still using plain old lettuce on your sandwiches, you're doing it all wrong. Microgreens aren't just more flavorful, they're packed with 40 times more nutrients. Today, I am sharing 7 next-level microgreen sandwiches that will make you never go back to regular greens. And at the end of this video, I'll share my go-to sandwich hack that keeps microgreens fresher longer and enhances that flavor. So don't miss it. Hey, I'm Connor Hebel, founder of Amelia Island Microgreens, and we've been growing microgreens for over 13 years. We've been featured in Forbes and Entrepreneur, and we've helped thousands of people like yourself grow their own microgreens right at home in 7 days. If you're ready to upgrade your sandwich game, then let's dive in. So let's talk about different sandwich ideas. So with sandwiches, there's so many different types of sandwiches you can create. So let's get creative and think of a couple cool sandwiches. So first of all, let's talk about the ultimate turkey and microgreen cloth. Microgreens that I suggest using would be a radish microgreen because it adds a nice peppery kick. If you're not super interested in that, then perhaps a pea microgreen would be good. It's a nice, crunchy, very mellow, kind of watery one. It's like going out to the garden and having a fresh pea. So it's a really good microgreen. And why adding this in is better is it adds more flavor, more crunch, extra vitamins compared to boring iceberg lettuce. And so the key ingredients for this will be turkey, crispy bacon, avocado, tomato, microgreens, and a little garlic aioli. This is making me hungry. We've only just started with the first one. So now the second one, microgreen grilled cheese, the game changer. This is great for kids who are very picky about what they eat. This is a good way to add a little microgreens in and kind of hide it in their food and hope for the best. So the microgreens used, I would suggest a sunflower or peashoot for creaminess and crunch. There's a little bit of extra flavor in there, but it's not going to be in your face like a radish or an oriental mustard would be. And why this is better is it contrasts between gooey cheese and crisp microgreens, and that's just next level. So the key ingredients are sharp cheddar, provolone, microgreens, and sourdough bread toasted to perfection. And another one is a spicy microgreens BLT. So the microgreens I would suggest using for this would be mustard microgreen for a spicy bite. Or if you want something even better, I love oriental mustard microgreens. They're the cousin to wasabi. So it's nice and spicy and it's so good. It's one that I grow at vendor markets and I'll have people who try it, I'll sample it, and they'll ask me, how did you flavor these microgreens? They taste that good that people think it's flavored. And I feel like that's just a testament to how good microgreens taste that people think it's flavored. We've become so disconnected from our food. It's a little unsettling. So why spicy microgreens on your BLT is better is because the spicy microgreens add a bold kick without needing extra sauce. And so that can help reduce extra sugars or unhealthy oils and fats that could be in a sauce. This way you're just having natural, fresh food that tastes good, that makes you want to eat more of it. So the key ingredients are bacon, tomato, mustard microgreens, and a touch of sriracha mayo. Yum. And for a more healthy sandwich, avocado and microgreens toasted sandwich. The microgreens used are broccoli and alfalfa microgreens. They're mild and full of nutrients. And why this is better is the creamy avocado pairs perfectly with fresh microgreens for a balanced bite. And so the key ingredients are avocado, lemon, microgreens, feta cheese, and a drizzle of olive oil. Isn't this all sounding so good? Which sandwich are you most excited to try? Drop a comment below. And if you love this kind of content, hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss a video on microgreens. And also, let me know in the comments what kind of microgreen on your sandwich are you most excited for. And don't forget, my go-to microgreen sandwich hack is coming up. I'll save you money and boost flavor. So now let's talk about a couple more sandwiches. They're all sounding so good, and I just want to kind of brainstorm a few other cool sandwiches with you. I think a microgreen pesto and mozzarella panini kind of sounds good. Some microgreens I'd use for that would be basil microgreens, which adds an insane flavor boost. It's really good. I used to grow some basil for Cucina South, which is a local Italian restaurant near me, and I love basil. It just smells so good. The one thing I will caution about basil is it takes about a couple weeks as opposed to 1 week to grow it. So it's a little bit more tricky to grow. So I would suggest something a little bit more simple to start out with. However, it's a really cool one to work your way up to. And why having basil microgreens in your pesto is so cool is because you don't fully need the full-grown plant. I would still add a little bit in there. However, keep in mind that microgreens are 40% more nutrient dense than your mature vegetables. So adding basil microgreens into your pesto is really gonna add a lot of nutrition. And the key ingredients are microgreen pesto, mozzarella, roasted tomatoes, and sourdough grilled to perfection. And if you'd like to know my favorite basil microgreen pesto recipe, let me know in the comments below and I'll create a video specific for that. Another one that sounds really good is an egg salad and microgreen. It's a protein-packed lunch, which is really good. And the microgreens used are pea shoots for subtle sweetness and crunch. I love pea microgreens, they're so good. And why that's better is traditional egg salad is soft, and microgreens add that perfect texture. Have you ever had a sandwich or a burger and you're like, I just want a little bit of crunch, so you add in potato chips on top? Well, this is the healthy version. How cool is that? So the key ingredients are hard-boiled eggs, mayo, mustard, salt, and pea shoot microgreens. And another addition you could do is instead of having regular mustard, you could add microgreen mustard. So it has that nice mustardy taste and it's a little healthier. And then one that's really fun that is more kind of bougie would be a smoked salmon and microgreens bagel. So the microgreens I'd use for that is dill microgreens, which pairs perfectly with salmon. And why this is better is it's bright and fresh flavored with a luxurious touch. The key ingredients are cream cheese, smoked salmon, dill microgreens, capers, and red onion on a toasted bagel. So do you want fresh microgreens right at home so you never run out of them? Join my free microgreen masterclass at ameliaislandmicrogreens.com/101, and I'll show you how to grow them yourself in 7 days. It is so much fun, and I look forward to seeing you over there. So here's my go-to sandwich hack for microgreens. Keep your microgreens fresh by letting them grow until you're ready to harvest them, unless they're starting to verge and not look quite as great, which is about day 14 for most microgreens. Then go ahead and harvest them all. Store them in a dry paper towel inside an airtight container and put that in the fridge. This will keep them fresher longer and helps them absorb extra moisture, making them even crispier in your sandwiches. And by doing this, you give your microgreens an extra 7 to 14 days to be good. So overall, if you keep them growing for 14 days and then you put them in the fridge for 14 days, you have nearly a month to eat your microgreens. So that's pretty incredible. So now that you've upgraded your sandwiches, you might be wondering, what about using microgreens in soups, pastas, and other meals? Well, in my next video, I'll share easy microgreen recipes beyond sandwiches. Comment below, which microgreen do you want to try in a sandwich first? And if there's a particular sandwich that you want me to go more in depth on and do a whole video specific for that, let me know in the comments below, because I want to give you the best content that is tailored specifically to what you want. And especially since it's so much fun talking about different ways to add them into your meals, I would love to just go and do a whole recipe video on that. So let me know what you think. And don't forget to join my microgreen masterclass at ameliaislandmicrogreens.com/101 and start growing your own today. Want more creative ways to use your microgreens? Click on my next video on the screen right now and I'll show you how to cook with microgreens beyond sandwiches. As always, stay awesome. Think pizza can't get any better? Well, think again. Microgreens take pizza to a whole new level, adding insane freshness, crunch, nutrients, and flavor without messing up that classic cheesy goodness. Today, I'm showing you how to make the ultimate microgreen pizza right at home. So let's get into it. And at the end of this video, I'll share a genius microgreen hack that'll make your toppings even better. So stick around. Hey, I'm Connor Hebel, founder of Amelia Island Microgreens, and I've been growing microgreens for over 13 years. We've been featured in Forbes and Entrepreneur, and we've helped thousands of people just like you grow your own nutrient-rich microgreens right at home. If you're ready to upgrade your pizza game, then let's get to it. So let's talk about why microgreens with pizza. It sounds like such a different dichotomy, and really it can go on anything. Your microgreens can go on your soup, salad, sandwiches. So let's talk about the freshness and flavor boost that microgreens add to your pizza. Microgreens add a crisp, fresh bite that balances out the richness of cheeses and sauce. They enhance the flavors of pizza without overpowering it. And not only that, they add next level nutrition. Microgreens contain up to 40 times more nutrients than your regular greens. So adding just a little bit onto your pizza really helps your nutrition and your overall well-being. They also add vitamins, antioxidants, and fiber without extra calories. And there's an incredible variety of microgreens. Each microgreen has a unique flavor that pairs differently with pizza toppings. You can experiment with peppery, sweet, and even spicy microgreens. So there's so many benefits to adding them to your pizza. So what's your go-to pizza topping? Drop a comment below. And if you love this kind of content, hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on the notifications so you never miss a video. And if you're ready to grow your microgreens right at home in 7 days, then you're in luck, because I created a free microgreen masterclass to take you from microgreen beginner to microgreen grower using my 13 years of microgreen growing experience. Go to ameliaislandmicrogreens.com/101 for this free 10-part microgreen masterclass. You don't want to miss it, so I look forward to seeing you there. And remember, I've got a secret microgreen pizza hack that'll change the way you top your pizzas forever. So now let's talk about creating a homemade microgreen pizza. So first of all, let's talk about the ingredients. You'll want some pizza dough, whether that's store-bought or homemade, and you can go find some recipes on that pretty easily. Some tomato sauce or pesto for a twist. I personally like pesto or oil for my sauce. And then cheese, you could do mozzarella, goat cheese, or feta. And toppings, cherry tomatoes, caramelized onion, mushrooms, different types of meats, whatever you want to add. Make your own pizza your own unique way. And then microgreens, pea shoots, arugula, radish, sunflower, or my personal favorite, oriental mustard, which is the cousin to wasabi. So prep the pizza dough and sauce. Roll out that pizza dough and spread your favorite sauce evenly. Then add your cheese and toppings. Load up with mozzarella, goat cheese, or feta for a flavor balance, and add pre-cooked toppings like mushrooms, caramelized onions, or cherry tomatoes, or some meats, whatever you like to add to your pizzas. Now go ahead and bake that pizza. Bake it at about 450 Fahrenheit or 230 Celsius for about 10 to 12 minutes until it's golden and bubbly. And most of your ovens have a light built into the oven, so you can look inside your oven without having to open it every time you want to check to make sure your pizza's bubbly and perfect. And now it's time for the last part, and that is adding your microgreens after you bake it. You never want to bake your microgreens because they lose the nutrients and some of the flavor. Instead, top your pizza with fresh microgreens right after it comes out of the oven. This keeps them crisp, vibrant, and flavorful. If you really want to cook them, I highly recommend checking out this video right here, where I talk about the pros and cons of cooking your microgreens. You can do it, it just might change the flavor and the nutrients, because there are certain things that are better when it's fresh and live. And now, do you want to grow fresh microgreens right at home so you can add them to your pizza anytime? Join my free microgreen masterclass at ameliaislandmicrogreens.com/101, and I'll show you how to grow them right at home for yourself. All right, here's my microgreen pizza hack. Mix fresh microgreens with a tiny bit of lemon juice and olive oil before adding them to your pizza. This makes the flavors pop even more and gives your pizza that next level gourmet touch. Now that you've tried microgreens on pizza, you might be wondering, what other unexpected foods can I add my microgreens to? Well, in my next video, I'll be sharing creative ways to use microgreens beyond salads. Comment below, which microgreen would you put on pizza? And don't forget to join my microgreen masterclass at ameliaislandmicrogreens.com/101. And you can check that out in the link below and start growing your own microgreens in 7 days. As always, stay awesome. Hello and welcome to our last video in our 10-part series. We will be talking about microgreen recipes, from soups to salads, delicious ways to enjoy your microgreens. Hey there, microgreen lovers. Today we'll learn how to take our microgreens to the next level with these delicious recipes that will make you forget about boring, bland salad. Hi, I'm Connor with Amelia Island Microgreens, and I'm excited to be the go-to place for all the best and freshest microgreens. Hold on to your taste buds because I've got a secret tip that's gonna turn your meals into flavor explosions. But first, let's dive into the world of microgreen culinary awesomeness. As we've discussed in previous videos, which if you haven't seen already, be sure to sign up for our 10-part series that has all sorts of amazing microgreen tips. Microgreens aren't just small, they're the most nutrient-dense stage in the life cycle of a plant. So having a little bit of microgreens can improve your health and well-being. These little mighty vegetables pack a powerful punch. In fact, in our previous video, we talked about the most nutritious microgreens because microgreens have all sorts of vital vitamins, minerals, and like I mentioned before, super nutrient dense. It's time for breakfast. Microgreens can take regular dishes and make them into gourmet masterpieces. For example, let's add them to some smoothies. Adding microgreens into your smoothie will give you a power-packed breakfast. Speaking of which, let's go do that right now. Today we are making a smoothie called the Sunrise Warrior. I'm making 2 different variations of this because my camera person over here loves bananas and peanut butter. However, I do not like that. So there's so many different variations with smoothies. And then the next thing let's cover real quick, with your microgreens, you're not gonna want something that's super strong and overpowering. So something like a salad mix, broccoli, kale, collards, those really calm ones that usually just kind of hide and slightly enhance the taste of a meal, but aren't the main flavor in it, are gonna be the type of microgreens you want to use for this. So the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna put our milk in. So right here I have a couple different protein powders. Whichever one you want, look on the back of it and it will say how much milk to use with the ratio of fluid to protein powder. And this one says for 2 people, 16 ounces. On this Vitamix, it has a little thing, it'll show the ounces. I'm gonna pour up to that 16 ounces. And I'm using almond milk. You can use any kind of milk that works for you. You can even use water, whatever you want to add the right consistency, texture, and flavor. And then after that, I'm going to put in my enough to keep it cool and kind of give that nice, almost kind of frappuccino type of taste to it. And then now I'm going to blend this. And the reason why you want to blend these 2 together first is because if you add your protein powder or anything else, it's gonna kind of get a wonky texture too. I turn it on. I'm gonna put 2 scoops of protein powder in here. And now after that, I'm going to add some of my salad mix to the smoothie. So I like to put in quite a bit because this is one where you won't taste it and it's gonna give you a lot of healthy nutrition that'll kickstart your day. So as you're cutting it, be sure to cut off all the soil that's on the underside right here. So you just kind of snip that off. I like to cut about this much right here for 2 people. At this point, if you're gonna put the peanut butter and the banana in, you would put it in right now. However, since I don't like that, we're gonna save that to the last bit. And then you will want to add the cacao. Add about a teaspoon. And I'm going to use a tablespoon because I am going to be making the 2. And all of these recipes I will put in an easy to find space for you. And after that, you just blend it lightly. You want it to be a little chunky. See how nice that texture is? And you don't even notice that there's any microgreens in there. Now for someone who likes the peanut butter and the banana, you're gonna wanna go ahead and add the peanut butter in.
You can use alterations like nut butter or sunflower butter, whatever works for you. You're going to want to put about half a banana in there. You know, I personally like to cut the top off when it looks a little funky. And then you just throw that in there and blend it up. Now it is time to pour it. And now you've just given yourself a power-packed lunch for breakfast. Whenever you have. Wait, who's doing the videoing? Oh no.
Oh, that is really good.
Yeah, it is. And you don't really notice the taste of the microgreens either, but you're getting all that nutrition in there. And here's a little tip I'll give you. If you want to have something a little spicy, add something like oriental mustard, turnip, or radish, and that'll give you a big zing in your smoothie. So while we're on the topic of smoothies, let's talk about some of the benefits of having microgreens in your smoothies. Adding microgreens to your smoothie can increase its nutritional content. Microgreens have various vitamins, including vitamins A, C, and K, as well as essential minerals like potassium and iron. And guess what? They're also high in antioxidants. Antioxidants can reduce oxidative stress and can reduce the risk of chronic disease, which, as we've mentioned in previous videos, the big three killers are heart attack, cancer, and stroke. And being able to reduce your risk makes a huge difference in your life expectancy. Microgreens are also great for improving your digestion. Many microgreens, including broccoli microgreens, contain a fiber that can help with your digestion and promote a healthy gut. And I don't know about you, but that sounds really great to me. Not only that, but microgreens also enhance the flavor of food, and sometimes they don't even taste like anything at all. But adding that in there will make such a huge difference for your health. Let's drink to that. You need to try this recipe. So all this is great, but I have a small kitchen and I have a brown thumb. Will I be able to grow microgreens? Well, I'm glad you asked. Yes, you can. I like to say you may not have a green thumb, but you have a microgreen thumb. It is so easy to grow microgreens. It's as simple as lifting this tray up, putting a cup of water, putting that back down, and then just ambient light. And for space, all you need is one of our grow kits, which comes this size, and we even have one that's half this size if this is way too big for you. We have people who grow them in their RVs, their boats, and there's no limit to where you can grow them. NASA has grown them in space. So if NASA can do it, you can do it too. So the sky is no longer the limit. Make sure you're subscribed and hit that notification bell. That way when our next video comes out, you'll be the first to know about it. And I have a really cool special tip coming up, so stay tuned for that. This secret tip is gonna elevate your microgreen cooking game. So now, what's been your biggest aha moment? Did you discover a new microgreen variety you want to try? Or maybe a new recipe you want to do? Share that in the comments below. Your comments not only help our community grow, but also inspire others to dive into the wonderful world of microgreens. So don't be shy. Drop your thoughts, your questions, and anything else that comes up into the comments below. I read and cherish every one of those comments. And who knows, maybe your comment or question will be featured in my next video. So it's the holidays. You're frantic. You slept in a little too late. And now food's not going to be ready for another hour. Everyone's going to be over and they're going to want to eat. Well, not to worry. I have a festive appetizer that'll delight your guests. The answer to your holiday conundrum is Amelia Island Microgreens' famous guacamole with microgreens on top. It's super easy, and even the in-laws will be excited about it. So what you do is you get some guacamole at the store, or you can make your own. We have a blog post on a few different ways you can make guacamole. Super fast and easy, as long as your avocados are right. So what you do, you get a little scoop of guacamole, place it on your cracker of choice, cracker, chip, whatever you would like to put it on, and then you just cut some microgreens, and bam, it's ready. Super fast, super easy. and super nutritious. And the best thing to do with these is have one green microgreen like salad mix, oriental mustard, and then one that's red like your amaranth or your radish. That way you get the red and green holiday feel. What would be best is to take your microgreens where they're like this, split them apart, place them in the same direction or going the same direction like that. And there you go. Microgreens, guacamole, and chips. You can do the same exact thing with hummus, and it's best on crackers. You can also use goat cheese, just drizzle some balsamic vinaigrette. Get creative with it. There's so many different variations with this, and the sky's the limit. Ready to take your microgreen growing to the next level? Then don't miss out on our exclusive 10-part series packed with in-depth tips, insider secrets, and everything you need to know in order to become a microgreen pro. Get instant access to this video series by clicking the link below or going to Amelia Island Microgreens /101. I can't wait to see you there, and I can't wait to hear about everything you learn. Okay, it's time for the secret tip. So you know how when you cut herbs like parsley or basil and you cut them really finely, a lot of that oil, it excretes out and it becomes more fragrant and more delicious. Well, you can do that same thing with microgreens. So what you do is you ball up the little microgreens, you take your knife, and you just cut them really finely. Then you'll want to go over them a couple different times and get them super fine. And you'll start to smell what microgreens you got. See how it's getting smaller and smaller? When I do this with amaranth microgreens, it starts to turn pink because of how much oils are getting excreted. I actually learned how to do this in a cooking class. See how nice the microgreens look now? What you can do is you can then add it to whatever recipes you had before, and it looks even more finely chopped. So now stay tuned and I'll reveal another awesome microgreen tip. You won't want to miss it. I hope you've enjoyed this 10-part series. If you've missed any of them, I'll put a link to the series below. Each one has its own gems of knowledge, so by missing one, you're missing out on so much. And I would highly recommend watching all of these videos. And make sure to subscribe so you stay up to date on all the latest microgreen information. So be sure to leave your questions in the comments below, because I'll be doing some Q&As, and maybe your question will be featured in one of my videos. I've got a secret tip that's going to take your microgreen culinary adventures on a whole new level. Our next video is the ingredient you never knew you needed. And trust me, you won't want to miss it. Until then, keep savoring those fantastic microgreens. Cheers to a tastier future ahead. And if you found this really helpful, could you please do me a favor and share this with a friend who you think needs to know about this? Thank you for your support. As always, stay awesome. Okay, I'll see you there.
Ever find yourself staring at the same old ingredients, wondering how you can make your meals more exciting and nutritious? We've all been there, trying to strike that perfect balance between flavor and nutrition. But what if there was a way to boost both with something as simple as tiny greens? But before you start tossing them into every meal, there's one question that needs answering. Should these tiny greens be cooked or eaten raw? Let's explore those possibilities together. And at the end, I'll share a secret tip that'll elevate your microgreen cooking game to the next level. Hi Green Thumbs, this is Connor with Amelia Island Microgreens, and I'm excited to be the go-to place for all things microgreen. We empower people to gain even better health and food security by growing their own food in just 7 days. Today we're diving into the kitchen talk of the pros and the cons of cooking with microgreens. So let's get to it.
All right, let's talk about one of the coolest things about microgreens, nutrient density. These little greens might be small, but they pack a serious punch when it comes to vitamins and minerals. Imagine this, you're getting up to 40 times more nutrients from microgreens than from their fully grown counterparts. That means more vitamins like vitamin C and E and more minerals like potassium and iron, all in just a tiny handful. And the best part, you're getting all this goodness when you eat them raw, preserving all those essential nutrients that your body craves. So not only do they taste amazing, but they're also a powerhouse for your health. Talk about getting more bang for your buck, right? But wait, there's more. According to Dr. Berg, microgreens aren't just nutrient-packed. They also contain 10 to 100 times more of this amazing compound called sulforaphane, which is known for its anti-cancer properties. Now, I did a little math for you, and get this, eating just 1 ounce of broccoli microgreens can give you the same amount of sulforaphane as munching on 10 to 100 ounces of mature broccoli. That's like getting all the benefits of a huge pile of broccoli in just a tiny handful of microgreens. How awesome is that? Now, let's talk about enzymes. These little guys are super important, and raw microgreens are loaded with them. Enzymes are like the unsung heroes of digestion. They help break down the food we eat, making it easier for our bodies to absorb all those essential nutrients. When you eat microgreens raw, you're getting a fresh dose of these enzymes, which can really boost your digestive health. Think of enzymes as the key that unlocks the full nutritional potential of your food. And the best part, by eating raw microgreens, you're giving your body that extra support it needs to stay healthy and energized. It's like giving your digestive system a natural power-up. All right, let's get into one of my favorite things about microgreens, the flavor. These little greens may be tiny, but they bring some seriously fresh, vibrant flavors to the table. Whether you're tossing them into a salad, sprinkling them on top of your avocado toast, or adding them to your favorite smoothie, microgreens pack a punch that can elevate any dish. Imagine biting into a sandwich and getting that crisp, peppery kick from radish microgreens, or a burst of sweetness from peashoots. It's like adding a gourmet twist to your meals without any extra effort, trust me. Once you start adding microgreens to your dishes, you'll wonder how you ever lived without them. Let me know in the comments. Have you tried cooking with microgreens before? What was your experience like? If you're ready to start growing your microgreens, check out my free 10-part series to bring out your microgreen thumb. Go to ameliaislandmicrogreens.com/101 or click the link in the description below. Alright, let's dive into the pros and cons of cooking microgreens. My goal here is to break down why you might want to cook them or keep them raw. Because trust me, both options have their pros and cons. Whether you're looking to enhance the flavor, preserve those nutrients, or just try something new in the kitchen, I'm here to help you make the best choice for your next meal. Now, let's get real about the cons of cooking with microgreens, specifically nutrient loss. While cooking can enhance flavors, it can also cause some of those precious nutrients, especially vitamins, to degrade with heat. Vitamins like C and E are super sensitive, and when you cook your microgreens, you will be losing out on some of those health benefits. So if you're aiming to get the maximum nutritional punch, you might want to think twice before tossing them into the pan. Sometimes keeping it raw is the way to go to make sure you're getting all those vitamins your body loves. Now picture this. You're just about to finish up your meal and you reach for a handful of fresh, raw microgreens. You sprinkle them over your dish. Maybe it's a vibrant salad, a warm bowl of quinoa, or even a juicy burger. Instantly, those microgreens add a pop of color, a satisfying crunch, and most importantly, all those untouched, powerful nutrients like vitamin C and E. It's like giving your meal a fresh boost of health without sacrificing any of the goodness. So next time you're cooking, remember that sometimes keeping it raw isn't just easier, it's better for your body too. One of the things we love about microgreens is that fresh, crunchy bite they bring to a dish. But when you cook them, you will lose some of that vibrant crunch. Instead of that crisp texture, they can become a bit softer and wilted, which might not be what you're going for. If you're all about that crunch factor, you might want to keep those microgreens raw, or add them at the very last minute to keep some of that crispiness intact. Cooking microgreens can actually enhance the flavor of some microgreens. When you cook certain microgreens like mustard or arugula, their flavors can become even more concentrated and bold. It's like turning up the volume on your taste buds. Imagine adding microgreens to stir fry or soup. Suddenly you've got this deep, rich flavor that takes your dish to the next level. The heat can mellow out some of the sharpness while bringing out a new depth that you might not get when they're raw. So, if you're looking to add an extra layer of flavor to your cooking, don't be afraid to throw some microgreens or microgreen salts into the mix and see how they transform your favorite recipes. Let's talk versatility, because microgreens are basically the ultimate kitchen multitaskers. You can toss them into pretty much anything, and they'll level up your dish in no time. Think about it. Whether you're making a hearty soup, a sizzling stir fry, or even just scrambling some eggs, microgreens fit right in. They add that fresh, vibrant touch while blending perfectly with other ingredients. Want to add a pop of color and crunch to your pasta? Microgreens. Need to brighten up a savory omelet? Microgreens. The possibilities are endless. And the best part, they cook super fast so you can just throw them in at the last minute and boom, instant upgrade. Microgreens make every dish better, and once you start using them, you'll never look back. Remember that secret tip I mentioned earlier? Alright, here's the secret tip. If you want to get the most out of your microgreens, try lightly steaming them instead of fully cooking. This way, you retain most of the nutrients while still adding a bit of warmth to your dishes. Now that you know the pros and cons of cooking with microgreens, you're probably wondering how to grow your own microgreens from start to finish. Don't worry, I'll show you using my 12 years of growing experience. Make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss out on the next video where I'll guide you through the entire microgreen growing process from start to finish.
Want to dive even deeper into growing your microgreens? Join our free 10-part series where you will learn how to go from microgreen beginner to microgreen grower. I've been growing microgreens for 12 years, and I'm happy to share my 12 years of experience to help you start growing your microgreens today. So be sure to click the link below or head over to AmeliaIslandMicrogreens.com/101 today. If you prefer to get them by text, then pull out your phone and text microgreens 26786. See you in my next video, and as always, stay awesome.
Kale has been called the ultimate superfood, but what if I told you there's something even healthier? This tiny, fast-growing microgreen packs more nutrients and is way easier to eat and grow. Stick around because today I'm revealing the microgreen that could be healthier than kale. And at the very end of this video, I'll share the best way to eat this microgreen to get maximum nutrition. You don't want to miss out. Hey, I'm Connor Hebel, the founder of Amelia Island Microgreens. I've been growing microgreens for 13 years, and I've been featured in Forbes and Entrepreneur. I've helped thousands of people just like you grow your own nutrient-packed microgreens right at home. If you're ready to upgrade your nutrition, then let's dive in. But before we dive in, let's just go ahead and get a little health disclaimer. This is for educational purposes only, and before you make any changes, be sure to consult with your doctor. So now let's dive in. All right, so before I reveal what's healthier than kale, go ahead and put a comment below. What kind of microgreen do you think is healthier than kale? All right, so I was thinking I was gonna be a little bit funny and just say kale microgreens are healthier than kale, which is true, by the way, because microgreens are 40% more nutrient dense than your mature vegetables. So microgreen kale is healthier than kale. But since that's a little straightforward, and in second place, we have broccoli microgreens. They are higher in sulforaphane, a powerful compound that supports detoxification and has been shown to aid in cancer prevention and reduce inflammation. Broccoli microgreens have more vitamins and minerals. They're packed with vitamin C, vitamin K, and folate in higher amounts than mature kale. And better absorption. Nutrients in microgreens are easier for your body to absorb compared to full-grown kale. And super cool, they're easier to eat. There's no need to massage or cook the microgreens. Just add them to your smoothies, salads, or sandwiches. And the cool thing about a smoothie, you're not even gonna taste it. It's kind of like, remember how people would hide in some spinach into the smoothie because you don't really taste it? Well, in microgreens, you don't need to add as much into your smoothie for it to make an impact, and you don't even taste it at all. There's so many ways to eat microgreens, which we'll cover later on in this video. All right, have you ever tried eating broccoli microgreens? Comment yes or no down below. And if you love learning about powerful superfoods, hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss a video. And remember, I'll be sharing the best way to eat broccoli microgreens at the end so you get all those benefits. And while I'm talking about amazing benefits, I've been growing microgreens for 13 years, and recently I created a microgreen masterclass to inspire all of you to grow your own microgreens in just 7 days. If you're ready to go from microgreen beginner to microgreen grower, click the link below or go to ameliaislandmicrogreens.com/101 for a free microgreen masterclass using my 13 years of microgreen growing knowledge. You don't want to miss it. It is so much fun. All right, so now let's talk about the health benefits of broccoli microgreens. And first of all, like we were talking about earlier, they detoxify the body. They contain sulforaphane, which flushes toxins out of your liver and cells. And studies have shown that it reduces cancer risk and protects against oxidative stress. One thing that's really cool to know about your brassica family, which is your broccolis, your kales, mustards, your leafy green vegetables, is that in the microgreen stage, you have 10 to 100 times more sulforaphanes than your mature vegetables. In fact, Dr. Berg talks about this. It's so incredible. All right, so then the second thing, it can boost immunity. Microgreens are high in vitamin C, even more than full-grown broccoli. They support gut health and immune function. And number 3, it can reduce inflammation and support heart health. Sulforaphane and antioxidants have been shown to help lower blood pressure and cholesterol and reduce risk of heart disease and diabetes. And number 4, they support digestion and gut health. Microgreens are rich in fiber and enzymes that support digestion and gut bacteria. And if you've learned anything about our gut biome, it is so important to have a healthy gut biome with good gut bacteria. And it is easier to digest than kale. No bloating or rough texture or just that bad taste. This is so much easier to add into meals without having to change the flavor or make it so that other people who don't really like kale are gonna be able to eat kale. This is just so much easier in my opinion. Do you wanna grow your own fresh broccoli microgreens at home so you never run out? Join my free microgreen masterclass at ameliaislandmicrogreens.com/101 and I'll show you how to grow them yourself in just 7 days. It's so easy and it's so much fun. I look forward to seeing you there. All right, here's the best way to eat broccoli microgreens for maximum nutrition. Blend them into a smoothie with a little lemon juice. The vitamin C in the lemon activates the sulforaphanes in the microgreens, making them even more powerful to your body. So now that you know how powerful broccoli microgreens are, go ahead and comment below. What's your favorite microgreen so far? And don't forget to join my microgreen masterclass at ameliaislandmicrogreens.com/101 to start growing your own today. As always, stay awesome and see you in my next video.